Hop on Facebook Live. Going live. Hello, Facebook world. We are here today for us all to just be minding our business. And when I say business, I mean currency, I mean economy, I mean money flow. And we're talking about conscious commerce. And we're talking about how offering and providing nutrition to help people come to a point of wellness and homeostasis is the highest vibration of commerce that you can be operating on. When you are providing a service that is heart-centered and you're working with people that are heart-centered and a company that is heart-centered, the frequency of the currency, the money, and the way that you contribute to the economy is just intensely multiplied out into the universe. And that energy just comes right back to you. The company that we have all enjoyed working with together is called Purium. And the reason why I say that they're so heart-centered is because the integrity that they have in how they really put their hearts into their products, the foods that we offer, the way the foods are grown, the way the foods are processed. They're not really processed, they're just packaged and live dehydrated with a technology that no other company has, because they've taken all this time to put their energy effort into that and then put it into compostable packaging. It's live dehydrated superfoods. It's all organic, grown in regenerative soil. And that integrity is the love energy that I feel the most alignment with in my life. I've sold other things in my life. I've done sales for other companies. And not only did I not feel in alignment with my life's purpose, but I was not getting the amount of commission and pay that I'm able to get with this company either. And I was not able to work with people in the way that my soul really desires. You know, when you talk about your life's mission and what we're here to do on this earth, you know, we're all born with inspiration and we all go through experiences in our life that lead us to where we are. And we've all gone through transformations ourselves, consuming this nutrition, which is so impactful on your digestive system, your nervous system, really every organ system in the body is synergistically coming into homeostasis when you're balancing your hormones and getting this deep nutrition. And so everybody here has taken the step forward to start a Purium business. And we essentially each have our own online superfood store that we're able to offer to our clients to help them address coming into a better alkalinity, having their gut microbiome fixed. We have our aminos, which are really good for building lean muscle and burning fat. We can help people gain weight. We can help people lose weight. We can help people with all kinds of different things and whatever your goals are. And when you have that experience of helping others in that way, when you are somebody who is naturally guided towards healing, naturally guided towards coaching others and helping others learn about things that can really help and change their life, then this is an opportunity that could be perfect for you. If you're a yoga instructor, if you're a wellness practitioner, if you're a health professional, even if you're just somebody that just naturally loves to help people, a caregiver, anything of that nature, this is a great way to diversify your business, to bring another offering to the clients that you work with that can really change their life and really add to their well-being. So we're just going to do some story sharing, and we're going to let you know how we came into this and how we've seen it transform ourselves and our families and our communities. And I'm going to start with Tammie. She has such a powerful story, and she is just absolutely killing the game. I mean, she's helped so many people and she just continues to help person after person. And so I would love for her to do a story share for us. Go ahead, Tammie.
Thank you, Barbara. Hi, ladies. So wonderful to be here with you. Yes, I'm so passionate about this because I know what it feels like to not feel good. And that's no fun. I suffered for a really long time with Crohn's, anxiety, depression, insomnia, anemia, migraines, you name it, I had it. I was on over 20 different medications. I went from specialist to specialist, doctor to doctor, different hospitals, trying to find answers. Well, I just wanted to know what was wrong with me. I wanted to feel better. I wanted a magic pill to make everything go away. Nobody could help me. By the age of 38, I was on disability. I've had several chunks of my intestines removed, my gallbladder taken out, and just really sick for a long time. I like lived in doctors' offices and in the hospital. It's no way to live life. That's not living. That's just slowly dying. And the doctors almost killed me. Luckily, I came across this after my last surgery in March of 2020. I was just desperate. I was on disability. I was laying in bed, just trying to recover from being cut open twice. And I was searching for inspiration, for hope, for answers, for something to make me feel better. I tried Dr. Gundry's powders. I tried isogenics, and then I came across this holistic healing program, and I took this program, and it was like, oh my gosh, why have I never heard of, these things before, these terms like glyphosate and parasites, causing problems in the body, and heavy metals, and things started to click in my brain. And I'm like, okay, I think I need this. And I started diving in, and I joined arms with Purium. And I mean, talk about feeling nourished for the first time in your life. My cells, it was like a sponge just soaking it up. I felt so good. And I was a hairdresser before I got put on disability. So I am so passionate about making people feel good. Like, it feels good to look good. Looking good does make you feel good. Like, as a child, I had the worst haircuts ever. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to be a hairdresser, because there is nothing worse than a bad haircut, right? Well, I don't know, maybe bad food is worse, because I like completely shaved my head after I started eating this food and feeling good. I didn't even care about my hair anymore. I'm like, I just feel good, like from the inside out. It was a totally new concept for me. And I just knew that everybody that I loved needed this nutrition. The standard American diet is slowly killing everyone. And I've lost a few loved ones from dietary lifestyle issues. And it doesn't have to be that way. So I'm really passionate about this. This nutrition, I've gotten it into everybody that I love that's open to receiving it. And I'm helping so many people, and it just feels so good. Best job. I don't feel like I'm working, honestly. Like, I would do this for free. I tell everybody, it's such a rewarding feeling when you get somebody feeling better naturally without medication. And it's just, I can't say enough about it. I shout it from the rooftops everywhere I go. I'm like, you need this, you need this. So
Totally. And I'm so just like proud to like watch you, and it's so inspiring for me. And in order to not really downplay it, Tammie is doing like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of sales every month. And she is a single mom, and she's supporting her family, and it's the self-empowerment for me. I mean, when you come out of a situation where you've had some hardship too, and then you find this company that nourishes you and helps you come into well-being, and then provides you free training, education, and self-empowerment workshops and things to come into independence and have that economic empowerment as well. It really is a blessing. Lots of us have had lots of jobs out there, and you work for these companies, and it doesn't fulfill you. It doesn't really make you feel good. You kind of feel like analyzed, and people are standing over your shoulder all the time. And this way of being together in business is something that I have never experienced. And it is so refreshing and so empowering. And you're just a really perfect example of how getting to work in that kind of environment just helps the entire business grow, as well as helping every person grow. So yeah, just really happy for you, and so super proud and inspired by you. All right, Bethany, do you want to share your story and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Thank you, Barbara, thank you so much. I just feel so grateful to be among these beautiful women, these powerful and loving women. This is my tribe, just a small sample of this beautiful tribe that I have stepped into. And I've been that person my whole life, and I always thought I could get away with eating anything I wanted. And what I didn't realize was the things that I was putting into my body, I wasn't getting away with it. And it was accumulating in my body, and I wasn't taking very good care of my body. And I purchased a wellness center 3 years ago. I had been a nurse for a decade, and they don't really talk about nutrition in nursing school. We maybe get one lecture on nutrition, and it's very basic stuff. But when I purchased this wellness center, and I tell people colon hydrotherapy found me. I wasn't looking to become a colon hydrotherapy, but I had no idea how important the detoxing was. And I was in just complete ignorance, really, about the impact of toxins in the body. And so when I began seeing my clients and seeing the consequences of having chronic constipation and having chronic exposure to toxins, and I would witness the just devastating effects of having a burden of toxin in the body. And it just began to really, the puzzle pieces started to come in, and I was working really hard, taking care of all these other people and doing energy healing sessions and learning so much from my own body in the highest way. And so I have now moved into when I was introduced to the Purium superfoods, I began feeding myself better than I ever have in my entire life. And it brought in a whole new understanding of what it means to take care of my body as a temple, to really see it as a temple. And I tell people, if you were given the job of taking care of a temple where you knew that the presence of the creator of the universe resided, like, how would you care for that temple? And so that's what I teach my clients is this presence, this creative force, it's within every one of your electrons. And so how can we best take care of this temple? And the foods that I was offering were not of the highest vibration. And so again, these foods introduce this concept of how easy it can be to really, really nourish my body and on a daily basis detox in a really gentle way. And then I started witnessing, I knew I had to bring it in for my clients because like Barbara said, and Tammie said, there's no one that doesn't need this in their bodies. We all need high density nutrition. And so if you can't find it anywhere else, if you've been looking for a way to feed your body, this is it. And then the beauty of this system in this company is that they are so passionate about taking care of Mother Earth in the process. They're caring for the earth and the farmers and the land, and then they care for the people that join them on this mission to end human suffering through nutrition, because honestly, so much of people's suffering can be traced back to what they're either putting in. And so we have joined arms. All of us here have come together because we are trying to get the word out. When you find something that is so powerful and easy, it is sustainable. It's a way to sustainably feed your body, and it's a sustainable way to leverage your time. in a way that you're not constantly trading dollars for hours. And that is the legacy that I'm building for my family. I'm inviting multiple streams of income into my life. And so there's going to come a day when I'm not here physically doing this work at my brick and mortar center, but I have a long-term plan where I have a new appreciation for the network marketing model, and how when you have really good mentorship and you have a duplicatable system and you really pour yourself into it and you see it as a business that you own and you are passionate about what you're doing with the products, this is a magic combination. And so I'm just following in the footsteps of these beautiful women here. And I'm so grateful for this opportunity. And so please, that's what we're here to do, is we're going to talk about how do we bring consciousness into our economy. So thank you so much for allowing me.
I love the way that you said like every single piece of that. And I just want to touch on a couple of things. You mentioned early on when you were speaking about how little you learn about nutrition and the power of nutrition when you are actually in school for nursing. I also have been in school for physical therapy, and I've taken anatomy and physiology and exercise physiology. And the piece that really is missing for me is what's happening with our food supply. You know, they talk to you about the nutrients and the micronutrients and the macronutrients and how the physiology works within your body, which, by the way, is energetic. The way that nutrition works in your body has to do with the energy of your physiology, your metabolism. And so when we talk about the frequency of the foods, what we're really talking about is what's happening with our food supply that you really have readily available to you through convenience shopping and the convenience foods. And so when you are buying produce and foods from the grocery store, a lot of these foods have synthetic factors involved in them, binders and fillers. You have chemicals, heavy metals, you have pesticides and herbicides that are all in the foods affecting your metabolism. And so when we say frequency, we're not just talking about some otherworldly thing. This is actually happening inside of your body. The energetic activity inside of your body and the movement of minerals and vitamins and nutrients in your body is affected in your physiology. And so it's really important for us to really express that and like explain that to you, because that then turns around and affects any kind of state that you're in. If you're in a diseased state, if you're in a state of weight gain, if you're in a state of weight loss, if you're in a state where your pH balance is off, these are all things that can be really positively affected by your physiology when you're putting the right things in there. When you're putting pure food that is tested over 60 times, I think it's even like over 90 times, I think, that the soil is tested, the soil is living, the water is tested, the water is living and non-toxic. And then the food that's grown is tested, it's living, it's non-toxic, it has no pesticides, herbicides, or inorganic like levels of heavy metals. And so you know that what you're putting in your body is exactly what your body is evolved to process, so that your metabolism and your physiology can operate the way it's intended to. And I'm so glad that we have Yarrow here today, because she is a regenerative health practitioner. She can tell you a little bit more about, like, she's an herbalist. She's just a magical brain who just knows so much about all these things and was raised living that way and eating that way and treating her body with this loving lifestyle of living with the earth. And so I'll just let her tell you guys her story and how she's incorporated this into her practice as an herbalist and a regenerative health practitioner.
Hi, thanks, Barbara. Hi, ladies. Oh, Bethany, your share is so beautiful. Tammie, your story is just so inspirational. I was raised on a mountaintop and grew up knowing that all of this was the right way to be, although I didn't realize that there was another way or that other people were eating only food that came out of packages and all of that stuff. The frequency of the food is so true, and it boils down to a cellular level, or what comes into my mind when I'm thinking about it all is the difference between acid and alkaline, and that the reality of really what we're putting in our mouth, that we are what we eat. I mean, people say that and we go like, oh yeah, ha, you are what you eat. Have you seen food? And your kids open their mouth and show you their seafood and whatever, all that stuff. But there's so much truth in that saying, in that when you eat a salad, your cells themselves become revitalized and nurtured, and they start to move, and they're able to actually like get around in your body. They move past each other really easily. They slide through. Everything's kind of cool and has flow. And there's electromagnetic frequency involved in that, and the different resonances that come with all of that. And on the other end of that, there is acidity, which equals dehydration, and everything's all sticky and glummy and can't get past each other. And that makes us feel awful. Our cells can't get past each other, then we can't detoxify. If we can't poop, the toxins don't even start moving. Then the toxins from our liver don't have anywhere to go. Then the toxins from the kidney don't have anywhere to go. I mean, it just all boils up to the top, where your lymphatic system, which is all the fluid that's in your body that is not blood, is lymph. And that is your immune system. That becomes so stagnant and full that all of the functions of our body are not then able to happen. And so when we get to that place, if we're eating standard American diet and not being conscious about the thoughts that we're having and the foods that we're putting into our mouths, then we get to a place where those toxins spill over into our blood. And then the doctors can actually notice that something's happening. Our blood has to maintain a pH balance of 7.4 all the time, or you die. So your lymphatic system is set up to deal with absolutely everything in the body. That's your waste system. And that's where all of your lymph nodes themselves are like a bunch of little trash cans all over the whole entire body, and your lymph system, which moves by taking steps. So people who are immobile or stagnant in their own lives, or just decide not to move very much, are doing yourselves a huge disservice by not moving, right? And then your cells don't move, and then you can't get any toxicity out. So I've always kind of known all of this stuff, and I elaborated on my knowledge by first going to massage therapy school. I was signed up to go to nursing school, actually, Bethany. But there was so much math and science on the core class when I went to actually physically sign up. I burst into tears. I called my mom, hundreds of miles away, and said, there is just no way. I cannot do this. Like, this isn't what I want to do. I want to help people. I want people to feel good. I want to be a nurse, a true nurse, which of course in my mind, and I think in all of our minds, is like that wonderful, it's like Mother Teresa. It's like the goddess, the nurturance, the one who makes you soup when you're sick, who carries you and holds you. I mean, a lot of us here with Purium are mamas and ladies, in that we just have that bit of ourselves that inherently comes out wanting to care for other people. So I realized that was kind of my true calling in desiring to go to nursing school. And thank goodness that I didn't partake in going into school and not learning anything about physiology or nutrition. I then decided to go to massage school instead, in a small town here in New Mexico, and really was amazed at how much I learned about physiology, and then started telling everybody else, like, everybody should be doing this. This should be part of like middle school. Instead, when we're all like judging each other and saying how she's not as pretty, or her hair's short, or this kid has big knees, or whatever, kids are like so crazy, right? And mean. We could all just be learning about our own bodies, and like how we're actually going to function, and how we're going to be able to move and feel good for the rest of our lives. And that led me from there, with my already pretty solid connection with the earth, to go to herbology school. I studied with Michael Moore in Bisbee, Arizona. He was quite a character. And I can still hear him when I'm out in the field looking for herbs, saying the things, whatever the things are. Ocotillo helps the liver process fats, and you can hear Michael's voice. He was unbelievably brilliant, and he actually was able to see the chemical compounds in the plants and how they interacted with the chemicals that we release, and to tell us. He was a composer, and he had that kind of brain that worked that way. I do not know any of that stuff, nor did I retain practically any of that, I'm positive, but amazing experiences being in herbology school and out there in the field and working with the plants to then lead me to open my own health food store. And that's when I really dove into learning that sourcing and where the plants are coming from, or where they're getting the vitamin C from, is the most important part of a supplement. And then further to even learn that most supplements are not very beneficial, in that they are synthetic and or they're made in a lab, and they're not really bioavailable for us. We have receptors all throughout our body that different nutrients and vitamins and things fit into like a key. And those receptors, they're specific, and they only allow certain things to fit into them. So if you're getting something that's made in a lab synthetically, it doesn't actually fit into your receptors. And so it can just become another thing in your body that's building up in your liver. Your liver has to process every single thing that comes through your body, and the body doesn't know what to do with it. So it ends up being sludge, and it causes acidity, and then it causes that slow moving everything that goes on in our world. So I did close my health food store, and then felt really kind of segregated and lonely and like a failure, and had a really hard time after I closed my store, getting my head back on straight and realizing who I am and what I want to do with my life, and where my power lies in connecting with other people and helping them get to a place where they feel as good as I am feeling now these days. And my girlfriend, Kimberly, reached out to me on Facebook during COVID, when everybody was on lockdowns and nobody was supposed to be seeing each other or any of that nonsense, and told me about these amazing products that she had. And I, of course, ordered that day and was like, great, yes, I'd love to try them, because I know the power of nutrition and what it can do for us. And about 3 days in, I was so transformed and so energetic and feeling so happy to be in my own body, that my husband was like, what are you doing? Like, order me one. So of course, ordered him one. And 3 years later, long story short, here I am. And I have been working with clients this whole time. And it just has been such a relief to have something now that is the basis of all health, in my opinion. The products that make up the ultimate lifestyle transformation, which is the kit that most people start with, come together in such a beautifully synergistic way to start to gently detoxify, to introduce this electromagnetic field and get the energy to start to flow in your body in such a nice way that it doesn't cause the extreme detox that a lot of people go into. And what I often was trying to cause for people when they come to see me with an ailment is like right away dive into like, oh, you need detoxification. And then now I would like send people to Bethany, like start with a colonoscopy, or excuse me, colon hydrotherapy, never get a colonoscopy. And then start to introduce all of this unbelievable nutrition to where you're just flooding your body with the nourishment that it's been needing your whole entire life. And now I'm able to just start people at that basis of basic nourishment, and then your body knows what to do. It starts to detoxify itself really easily. You add something that promotes that and gives it a little help and has some herbs in it that will help to detoxify and kill parasites. And from there, then your liver kicks in, everything starts moving more smoothly. All of your cells are happily moving through each other. And the huge bonus for me, so that helped my practice a lot, right? I got to introduce that, and I would suggest these products to anybody that is a practitioner of any kind of alternative or holistic health. And quite honestly, to doctors and nurses and allopathic medicine practitioners, the same. There is no better product out there than this. The quality of these are absolutely divine.
Yeah.
Um,
When you have
and
a
then,
quality product like that, that's
right.
like, you can stand behind it 100%, especially given all the knowledge that you have, that Bethany has, that also Tammie has. When you're able to stand behind it and you know you have something positive to offer the world, there's just no stopping. There's no stopping, and everybody needs it. And everybody, like you said, should be offering it. And I feel like I cut you off, so I didn't want to cut you off.
Totally fine. Every single
Okay, good.
person should be, we should all get to experience this. It's like
Yeah.
one of those things, like we should all go to massage school so that we can learn how our bodies function. And we
Mhm.
should all get to go through the ultimate lifestyle transformation, if not
Yeah.
just for 30 days, but all of us now, I know, are just going to be on it for the rest of our lives. There's no reason not to be. It's like when I was leading people on juice fasts,
Mhm.
it's amazing and wonderful and has really super results.
Mhm.
And these are higher quality than any of the juices that I can order a case of pears and make bottles of pear juice with my juicer. Those pears were picked unripe, so they don't have the enzymatic activity that you want them to have. You juiced them and they had to travel to you. So maybe they took 2 weeks to get to you. So they've already lost more of their more of their enzymes, more of the amino acid activity that they had. And then you're juicing them and you're drinking the juice. And it's just not as high quality as putting a powder scoop into this cup. And as soon as you add the water, you can tell, but the way it looks, the way it smells, and then when you're drinking it, how alive it is and what it's actually offering to your body. It is truly unbelievable. And then the
People
super
just
bonus
don't
for me,
know.
feeling so
People
sad about
just
COVID.
people don't realize what's going on. People go to the grocery store and they're buying apples and they're buying greens and they're buying the things that the doctors say that they need to eat. And they have no idea what's in it and what's probably not in it, because it can be sitting for up to like 3 months in a box or a bin before you even get it. Like she said, picked unripe. People don't know. And that's another huge portion of what we offer to our clients is this education. We have multiple Zooms every single week where we have holistic practitioners, nutritionists, doctors, educating us and educating our clients about food. I mean, you think about like the health class that you took in 7th grade or whatever, and it's like that's what people are working with. I mean, unless you decide that you're going to take some courses in nursing or massage therapy or something like that, we don't learn this stuff. And they certainly are not going to tell you about it in the grocery store where you're buying the foods that are improperly handled. And so that's another huge piece of what we get to do working with this company is educate our families and our communities in a way that helps them build a lifestyle in their home and in their kitchen and in their communities, that guides them towards well-being and guides them towards better homeostasis in their body. And so if that's something also that speaks to you, it's another huge part. And the activism, we have a whole activism leg of what we do through the Million Mom movement. And we get to get out there and we have like a whole hour long every week where we sit and talk about different companies and things that they're offering that are either in line with what we know should be offered to human beings or totally out of line with what we know should be offered to human beings based on the science of nutrition and physiology. And so we're able to become, or at least embody, the activist part of how we feel about this. I can't remember who it was talking about living in fear of their food. And it's this miseducation that has gotten us to this point. You're a mom and you're trying to feed your family, you go to the store and you're scared of what you should or shouldn't get because there's so much information out there. And Purium has really brought the education piece into focus in such a structured delivery that any family, any mother, any father, anybody who's a caregiver, a holistic practitioner, a yoga teacher, a dance teacher, anybody, we can really take the responsibility that's being dropped by our medical systems And we can really, in our school systems, education systems, and really take it upon ourselves to make that change and to be that change and to put our money where our mouth is. And it's really very meta, as we are transforming our minds around how we eat and what we eat, we're transforming our bodies and the physiology of how our bodies are able to take in nutrition. And we're doing that for our families and our communities as well. So it really just hits on so many different points. And I want to respect everybody's time. I know we've been going for quite a while, and there's so many awesome nuggets here. I just can't wait to start showing this to some people. And I really honor all of you guys. And I thank you for setting an example for me and that we get to learn together. I mean, we all have our own strong piece of knowledge that we bring to the table and to the community, and that we're able to offer each other's clients. So you're also getting this network of people that can help you work with the people that you are helping. And that is priceless. So I just deeply honor all of you for everything that you are. And if this resonates with anybody who's watching, please get back to whoever brought you here. And we would love to just show you more. And you're come ask questions, and very low pressure, but a great opportunity. So I'll leave it at that. And I hope that everybody has a really peaceful weekend, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.